I'm here for it, you know?
And thinking through, like, for example, you met my son, Talmage, who's 19.
He was great.
Yeah, he's a good kid. That's a trite statement, but it, yeah, like
Can you imagine as a parent, you're like, I fucking don't like the guy.
Yeah.
He's around.
He's a
you
real
know, you
asshole.
can't kick him out. He's a little rascal.
Yeah. He's currently trying to sort his models of life. You know,
What
like,
a time, huh?
what does he do? Even in his own fitness protocol, like, what does he try to optimize for? Is it longevity? Is he trying to become an athlete of some sort? Is he trying to build muscle mass? Like, there's so many branched pathways that he could take. And so having done this yourself, you know, like, if someone wanted to do steroids at 19, what would you say to them?
In almost all cases at age 19, choosing to use steroids is miscalculation in the trade-off equation, because it's important to be explicit about what the upsides are, both like in the sense of what do you literally get, like how much muscle and how less fat, but also in the sense of what are you ultimately thinking that's going to get you? Because people think things like, well, I'll have muscles and then what? Are you going to get laid more? Are you going to feel better inside your skin? Some people get so caught up in the moment of doing the thing, they leave the end products into this hazy cloud of like, good things will happen. You remember back, it turned out to be a really good gamble, but back in somewhere between 2000 and 2020, you would have a startup or something that deals with data and software. And people are like, what are you going to do with all this data you're collecting? You're like, it doesn't matter. Just collect the data. Data's data. It's great. It's valuable. But nobody had any proximate idea of how that data was valuable. And it wasn't for generation until now. AI mining is like, oh, you are sitting on $1 trillion worth of data. And so at the time, there were people that are visionaries that knew where the data was going to be used for. And there are other people that were like, I just heard data's good, so collect all the data you can. And like, that doesn't have a huge downside because it's a software company. That's part of the model. But there are people that are like, if I do steroids, I'm going to gain muscle. And the rest is haze, like just vibes. You know, like when someone's like, hey, you're going to a party, right? You're like, yeah, I can't wait. And they're going to be like, why do you want to go to this party? You're like, party stuff. And all you have is like some mini pizza commercial version of a party where it's all really good looking people and they're vibing and someone jumped in the pool and everyone's laughing. You're like that, right? Except you haven't realized what the hell am I going to do at this actual party? Yeah. Now, parties are fun. The thing is the side effects from steroids are not fun. So you had better have a very good idea of what that party looks like to you, so to speak. So if you're like, okay, I'm going to get huge. Why? Because in my spirit of spirits, I want veins and mass and I want to scare old people with my muscles. Dope. Wait until you're 25 when you've got all the natural growth, consistent years of building with almost zero health downsides, and then see, am I mature enough and do I really still want this? If you want it, hey, start threading in the anabolics. If you live in the United Kingdom where they're legal, rock on. But up until you get to that point, staying drug-free is a good idea because you pay almost no downside risk, and until and unless you have a distinct clarity of this goal is worth it, definitely don't do it. So if your son was like, hey, should I do drugs? The next thing I would ask him is, why? And if you couldn't give me a very well articulated, very impassioned, and also sensical reason why not to delay, I'd be like, yeah, don't do it. It's like someone who, let's say, makes $100,000 a year. One of the poors, as I like to call them. My word, how do you even live on this? Yes. I would never speak to someone like that. My butlers would do it for me. And they're like, I'm thinking of buying a $200,000 car. Now look, if you are an ultra car buff and some guy is selling you an old GT40 that he refurbished, it is the car you had on your fucking wall in the 70s, and you finally scrimped and saved, and it makes a little bit of sense, and it's technically a collector's piece, all right, we're in a conversation. But if you make $100,000 a year and you're not like generationally wealthy or something, and you're like, should I buy a $200,000 car? The first thing is like, why? And if you're like, I don't know, well, bro, are you out of your mind? The cost to benefit, the cost 2 years of your life, the benefit notional, like you don't even know what it is. Too many people get into anabolic steroids of like, that's just some vibes. Like it's something people are doing on TikTok. Muscle's cool, right? Don't do it for that reason. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Yeah. So I think we've been in parallel paths where my focus primarily has been in age and yours, you know,
in mine and getting older faster.
Yeah. I mean, how do you think about this? I mean,